Have you ever heard of a creature so deadly that locals say just touching it could kill you instantly? A beast said to spit acid, shoot electricity, and live under one of the harshest deserts on Earth, the Gobi. But what if I told you scientists have actually found something that might explain the legend? Stay with me, because what hides under those dunes might be far stranger than any monster story. We're diving deep into the legend, the science, and the truth behind the so-called Mongolian Death Worm. Let's begin. For centuries, nomads in Mongolia have told stories of a creature they call Olgoi korkoi, the large intestine worm. They describe it as blood red, up to 2 meters long, smooth like a sausage with no head or tail. According to the tales, it can spit acid that melts metal and electrocute anything that gets too close. But here's where the myth gets even wilder. They say it hides deep beneath the sand, only emerging during the wettest months when thunder rolls over the desert. Travelers, explorers, even soldiers have sworn they saw something move beneath the dunes. Yet no one has ever brought back a single photo or bone. So what's going on here? A real undiscovered predator or a survival myth born from fear? Keep watching. The next part might surprise you. Before we dig into the science, let's talk psychology. Why do people believe in such creatures, even when evidence is missing? Psychologists point to 3 big reasons. 1. Simplicity bias. Our brains love clean, simple stories, not messy data. A worm that kills instantly is far easier to remember than a misunderstood desert species. 2. Anecdotal survival. The most shocking stories spread fastest. A farmer claims his camel vanished in seconds. That tale travels. 100 calm days? Nobody shares that. 3. Cultural echo. When enough people repeat a story, from elders to movies, it starts feeling true. That's the power of repetition psychology. But what if there was something real that started it all? Something natural, not supernatural. In the next section, we'll look at the science, and it might just blow the legend wide open. In 1926, the American explorer Roy Chapman Andrews, often said to be the inspiration for Indiana Jones, heard Mongolian leaders describe this creature in detail. They swore it existed, even though none had seen it themselves. Andrews, a scientist, was skeptical but curious. His expeditions in the Gobi would soon uncover something even more amazing than any worm: the first dinosaur eggs ever found. That discovery rewrote paleontology. The same sands said to hide the death worm actually hid ancient life, perfectly preserved fossils of creatures that once ruled the planet. Over the decades, scientists have uncovered more than 80 species of dinosaurs in those dunes. So maybe the legends didn't come from nowhere. Maybe early travelers found fossilized remains of something alien-looking and turned mystery into myth. So could a living creature still hide out there today? Let's test that with actual biology. If we strip away the supernatural claims, acid, electricity, psychic powers, what could people really be seeing? Biologists propose several suspects. Tartar sand boa, a thick, burrowing snake native to Central Asia. It's harmless, but its movement under sand looks exactly like a worm swimming. Deathstalker scorpion, bright yellow, venomous, and often mistaken for a red hue under the desert sun. Sandfish lizard. It literally swims under sand using smooth, rapid undulations, just like the creature described. Combine harsh sunlight, heat mirages, and fear, and suddenly a normal snake becomes a monster in your mind. But here's where the science gets even cooler. Deserts like the Gobi create booming dunes, natural speakers that emit deep humming sounds when sand slides. Those eerie noises could easily sound like something alive underground. So when Marco Polo wrote about haunting drums of the desert, he wasn't hearing spirits. He was hearing physics. So if science explains the sounds and the shapes, why do people still report seeing it today? Let's open that loop in the next part. From 1990 to 2005, teams from the Czech Republic, Britain, and New Zealand all traveled to the Gobi to search for the death worm. They used thumpers, machines that pounded the ground to mimic prey vibrations. They even built water traps, hoping to lure it out. No worm, no skeletons, no biological samples. But what they did find were rich layers of ancient soil, fossil beds, and previously unknown desert reptiles, proof that the region's ecosystem is still evolving. One scientist joked, "The real monster here is human imagination, and it's unstoppable." And maybe he's right, because the true mystery isn't what's under the sand, it's how our brains build stories to fill the unknown. So here's the bottom line. There's no physical evidence of a creature matching the death worm's description. But science can explain every part of the story. The electric shock? Static discharge from desert storms. The acid? Natural venom from known species exaggerated by folklore. The underground movement? Sand boas, sandfish, and mirages. And the reason these myths persist? Because mystery sells. To our imagination, our fear, and our desire to believe there's still something wild left in the world. Maybe the Mongolian death worm doesn't exist, but something does. The human urge to explore, to explain, and to keep wondering. So here's your challenge. If you had the chance to lead your own expedition, what mystery would you chase? And do you think legends like this hurt science or help it stay exciting? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more stories where science meets myth, you know what to do. Hit subscribe and stay curious.